Good evening, and welcome to another enraged version of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your acrimonious and acerbic host, Voice of Doom. Good band. So, came home from work today, looking forward to watching Petri Dish of putrefied excrement of a diseased jackal give a address to the nation from Independence Hall. Hoping for some comedy, hoping for some gaffes, but it was just a prepared speech which he read, and it was an abomination, and it was a travesty. It's one of the worst things I've ever heard. I never really understood Schicklgruber, so I didn't understand his German rants, so I will say that what I heard was worse than Schicklgruber. But hated it from beginning to end. Took notes as I was listening, so I wouldn't have to listen to it twice, because it's torture. And it wasn't that long, thankfully, and it was torture. The soul of the nation. Well, first of all, I don't like these soldiers standing at attention and saluting when he comes out as if he's some sort of a figurehead of leadership. It reminds me of when Vlad the Mad comes into an auditorium or room and the two soldiers are marching with their goose-stepping, very stiff and swinging their arms weird. And you've seen it. If you've watched the news, you've seen that crap. It reminds me of that. And then just him coming out on stage was enough to make me sick. Because I can't stand that wife. I'm sorry. She wants to remain in the background, but I blame her for everything. Because she didn't have to let this happen. She could have said very calmly, my husband is not physically and mentally able to be president. But she didn't. She didn't even have to say that he was morally corrupt. That goes without saying too. She could have just said he can't do it, he's too old. Simple. Bow out. But she did not, so she's one of the worst monsters. But let's get into this dribble crap he was saying. Starts off coughing and keeps coughing for a while. And he talks about the incredible future and we the people. And it's nothing but a litany of platitudes about what he's doing and what he's going to do and what his hope for the future. Platitude after platitude, which are empty. It used to work okay because the country wasn't in that bad a shape, but now we're getting into the where the chili hits the cheese. We're going to be in a big problem soon, and he can't use platitudes. I mean, he shouldn't use platitudes. He has nothing but platitudes. More prosperous, free, and just. That's what he's for. We the people. He keeps quoting the Constitution as if he even read it. And then platitudes, more progress, free, and just. Then he gets into it. Trump and the extremists, the Maga Republicans. Not all Republicans, don't say it's not all, it's just these Maga Republicans. Now, it occurred to me that this world would be very different, and this country would be very different if those rioters, which I'll call them, didn't storm the Capitol that day. What would have happened if they didn't have that as their huge straw man to use it as an excuse for every extremist thought that any anarchist or any psychotic mad bomber could possibly have? They had a perfect opportunity. And the Dems and Pelosi allowed it to happen, made it happen, and encouraged it to happen. And everybody knows it, and nobody's going to say a damn thing about it. They're still going to say, January 6th, those insurrectionists came so close to overthrowing the government. How did they come close to overthrowing the government? You show me how they actually had the military and all the government on its heels. Come on. People are going to fall for this. They're going to be complacent right up until big atomizing things where your skin is ripped right off. But I'm trying to tell people, they don't listen to me. They're a threat to the country. Maga-extremists, MAGA Republicans, Trumpists, Trump's MAGA. He never said Trumpist. They want to undermine democracy itself because of January 6th. Undermine it. They want to go backwards. No rights to choose, no right to privacy, no right to certain people marrying. Just control every single aspect of your life and take away democracy and all rights. Now, I know a lot of MAGAs, and they're not into that. They're not as radical as I am. I say destroy the whole government. Yes, I agree, but that doesn't mean that we're anarchists or we've got to get rid of it. I mean, it's not working. We're going to keep going like we're going? Okay, see what happens. You watch. The MAGAs embrace anger and chaos, whereas we, the people, with me, embody hope, unity, optimism, and a better future. Now, we've seen things degenerate. We've seen society just totally start to collapse. It's not even as bad as it's going to get. Crime runs rampant. The border has no border. The drugs are coming in like crazy. And we're all going to die. Except for the people that they brought in that weren't given the serum. They don't honor the rule of law, the MAGA extremists. They thwart the will of the people, according to Petri Dish. We want to come together, defend democracy, regardless of ideology, and confront the extremists. Now, he's getting into white supremacy being the biggest threat, domestic threat, or biggest existential threat to America. How many white supremacists are there? Like 5? I mean, they're real down home, big time, I hate these people. It's probably about 20. And it's not just people of color, because as I've explained, that whole concept is going out the door. People are blending. It's certain people with certain ethnic backgrounds and certain religions. It's all kinds of people that have conspiracy theories. Now, violence is a political tool by the MAGA elitist or MAGA extremists because of January 6th. God, they're lucky that that happened, because they have that to go back to for the rest of eternity. After the last damn little meteorite dissolves in this universe, they will be using January 6th as their call to arms, their big thing. They can't accept the results of a free and fair election. Well, we'll see how well Petri Dish and his entourage accept the results of the next election if they lose. I wonder if we'll start hearing about discrepancies in the election system if the goppers take over. I wonder. It'll be interesting to see. Cherry-picking incidents, talking about all the Trump incidents, January 6th and January 6th and January 6th and totally ignoring other incidents, BLM, Antifa, burning cities, burning police cars. Come on. Impunicity is thick. I mean, he's projecting. Put it simple as that. He's worse than he can possibly call any MAGA extremist. He's bought and sold by foreign powers. He's senile, and he's evil. Wherever you start in life, you can achieve. That's his last few words is words of hope for those, no matter when they start in life. Now, when does life start? But we all know all about that. I won't get into that. I decided to title this "The Soul of the Nation," but I misspelled it. Tell you what soul means. Sole is the undersurface of the foot, the bottom of a shoe. That's Petri Dish. He's the soul of the nation. Perfect description. Undersurface of the foot, or the bottom of a shoe. Another description is sole is to furnish a shoe with a sole. Hammering it. That would be a better job for Petri Dish, is to be a cobbler and fix shoes. There's a lot of call for that. The sole is any of the various, mostly smallmouth flatfishes valued as food. Well, that's Petri. I think got two eyes on the same side. It's about that wide, but it tastes good. So the soul of the nation, that's Petri Dish, all right. And I hope he's gone soon, because at the rate we're going, a lot of lives might depend on it. But it was an abomination. It was a travesty. It was one of the worst things my ears ever had to hear. And I'm going to have my ears irrigated tomorrow. They have walk-ins at the ear doctor, the ENT. So that's it. I think I said all I can about Petri Dish. He will make more mistakes. He will come back later, and we will get to listen to him. I hope he has a press conference soon before he finally can't talk anymore, because that'll be fun to watch. I love him doing things off the cuff. So it's kind of short. I thought it would go longer. I could reel on, but I think I said enough. And it's just 12 minutes. Good. Enjoy the day. It's hot. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.